Good morning/afternoon, everyone. I'm excited to have you here as we dive into a fascinating and important topic, understanding the complex origins of criminal behavior. Today, we'll explore how multiple factors, biological, psychological, sociological, and environmental, all come together to influence criminal actions. We'll also look at various strategies for prevention, gaining a comprehensive view of what drives crime and how we can address effectively. Let's get started. Criminal behavior is essentially any action that breaks the laws set by society. It's important to recognize that these laws exist to maintain order and protect everyone. Understanding where and why these behaviors come from is key because it allows us to develop better ways to prevent crime and intervene effectively when it happens. By looking deeper into the complex factors that lead people to commit crimes, we can focus on addressing the root causes instead of just dealing with the surface issues. This approach not only helps reduce crime rates, but also promotes greater social safety and fairness in our communities. When we look at the biological causes of criminal behavior, one key factor is genetic predispositions. Research, including studies of families and twins, shows that there's a higher likelihood of criminal tendencies among relatives, suggesting that genetics can play a role. Another important aspect involves brain abnormalities. Specifically, issues in areas of the brain responsible for controlling aggression and impulses seem to increase the risk of antisocial or violent actions. However, it's crucial to understand that biology doesn't act alone. These biological factors often interact with environmental influences. This interplay shapes the development of criminal behavior, highlighting how complex and multifaceted this issue really is. When we look at the psychological causes of criminal behavior, one key aspect is the link between personality disorders and crime. For example, antisocial personality disorder is frequently associated with criminal actions because it involves a disregard for the rights of others and a lack of empathy. Another important factor is the impact of mental illness on behavior. Conditions that affect judgment, impulse control, and perception can increase the chances of someone engaging in illegal activities. Finally, psychological factors often lead to maladaptive patterns that contribute to ongoing offending. This means that without addressing mental health issues, efforts to reduce repeat offenses might not be effective. It's clear that understanding and incorporating mental health considerations is crucial for a more effective criminal justice response. When we look at the sociological causes of criminal behavior, the first thing to consider is the influence of family and peer groups. The environment we grow up in, including the people we interact with regularly, plays a huge role in shaping how we view laws and social norms. If a person's family or friends have negative attitudes toward the law, this can strongly affect their own behavior. Next, socioeconomic factors are a major piece of the puzzle. Poverty and social inequality can create tough circumstances where some individuals might turn to crime as a way to survive or express their frustration with their situation. These factors aren't just background details. They actively contribute to why some people engage in criminal acts. Finally, all of this emphasizes the importance of the broader social context. Criminal behavior can't be understood fully without considering the environment and social conditions that influence individuals. It's not just about personal choice, but also about the complex social forces at play. When we look at environmental influences on criminal behavior, there are several key factors to consider. First, neighborhood characteristics play a significant role. Areas with higher crime rates and less social cohesion tend to create environments where individuals are more likely to engage in criminal activities. The sense of community and social support can either discourage or contribute to these behaviors. Second, education is closely linked to crime risk. People with lower educational attainment often face limited opportunities and reduced social capital, which can increase the likelihood of involvement in crime. Education not only provides skills but also shapes future prospects, making a critical factor in preventing criminal behavior. Lastly, exposure to media violence is another important environmental factor. Watching violent content can heighten aggression and make criminal behavior seem more normal or acceptable. This shows us that the environment, including what we consume in the media, can significantly influence how individuals behave. Overall, these factors highlight the complex ways in which our surroundings shape criminal behavior. When we talk about socialization and learning in criminal behavior, the social learning theory gives us some valuable insights. It suggests that people often acquire criminal behavior by observing and imitating those around them, especially influential figures like peers or family members. If someone sees important people in their life engaging in these behaviors, they might be more likely to copy them. Reinforcement plays a big role here as well. If antisocial or criminal actions are rewarded, or if there's no punishment for them, those behaviors become stronger and more likely to continue. This means that the consequences people experience can really shape whether they keep engaging in these acts. Another key point is the social context. Where a person lives, who they interact with, and the environment they're part of all influence their behavioral patterns. So, criminal behavior isn't just about the individual, but also about the surroundings that support or discourage such actions. Finally, this theory also shows us there's potential for change. By altering the learning environment, changing who people interact with and what behaviors are reinforced, we can help modify these learned behaviors and steer individuals away from criminal activity. It's a hopeful perspective that highlights the impact of social influences on behavior. Let's explore three important theories that help explain why people commit crimes. First, strain theory suggests that when individuals face pressure due to goals society values but finds difficult to achieve, they might turn to crime as an alternative way to reach those goals. Essentially, crime becomes a solution when legitimate paths seem blocked. Next, labeling theory highlights the power of societal reaction. When someone is labeled as a criminal, that stigma can influence their self-identity and increase the likelihood of continued criminal behavior. It's about how society's labels can sometimes reinforce the very actions they want to discourage. Finally, control theory focuses on the bonds individuals have to society and social institutions like family, school, and work. The stronger these connections are, the less likely a person is to engage in crime, because these bonds create a sense of responsibility and belonging that discourages deviance. Together, these theories offer valuable insights into the complex factors behind criminal behavior. When we talk about prevention and intervention strategies, early childhood programs play a crucial role. These programs focus on promoting healthy development and social skills from a young age, which research shows can significantly reduce the likelihood of criminal behavior later in life. Moving forward, rehabilitation combined with strong community support is essential for helping offenders successfully reintegrate into society. This combination creates real opportunities for them to avoid falling back into crime. Finally, effective crime prevention needs to be holistic. This means addressing various underlying factors in a coordinated and sustained way, rather than relying on isolated efforts. Together, these strategies form a comprehensive framework to reduce crime and promote safer communities. To wrap up, it's clear that criminal behavior doesn't stem from a single cause. Instead, it results from a complex mix of biological, psychological, sociological, and environmental influences all interacting together. Recognizing this complexity is crucial because it highlights the need for integrated prevention and intervention strategies. By combining insights from different fields, we're better equipped to address the root causes of crime. Ultimately, effective crime reduction relies not just on punishment, but on a comprehensive approach that tackles these underlying issues from multiple angles.